Anime is a beloved art form, yes. We can all agree on this fact. As a kid, this art form gave me something to do other than beat my meat. You know, some people learn from this shit. I am not gonna say I learned from it because it's a little dorky and the hoes might be watching, you know, so I'm not gonna say all that. But, bitch, you can all agree that anime has played a large part in some of our lives, and not just anime, but fiction in general. But as I grow up, as you grow up, you should notice something about these fictional artworks. They're a little bit disturbing, my nigga. If you haven't already clocked this yet by some of the themes in there, pain, suffering, gore. Yeah, it's a little bit disturbing. There's some disturbance in the Matrix game. And one of the disturbances happens to be grown men loving to beat on kids. Not only grown men loving to beat on kids, but grown women loving to prey on kids. A common theme in shonen anime or just cartoons, comics, whatever you want to say. You know, Spider-Man, let's take Marvel, even though I hate that shit. Spider-Man is a teen, no? He's getting beat on mentally ill grown men. That happens to be a theme in all of these works. Kids getting worked, rocked, beat on, beat their back in, pause. Didn't mean it to say that way. Calm down. Do not get the fuck. I don't even know what the fuck they're called. FBI, whatever. Don't get them involved just yet. On me. Get them involved on the mangakas. Get them involved on the comic book creators, because these niggas have issues. Now, the first thing I have to say on the topic of grown men beating on kids, even though there's obviously a lot to say, I don't even have to. First of all, it wouldn't be me. As a kid, wouldn't be me. I'd get my hands on anything. Shit, I'll take a dildo and go ahead and defeat your ass. This plot will be over today. But what I'm concerned about is, how did an adult get this animosity towards a child in the first place? What did he do? Let's go over this man's whole lifespan. He was born to a dad who didn't give a fuck about him. His mom somehow let this man travel into the woods to become a licensed killer. I don't even know how the fuck you get a license to kill people, rob people, convict justice by beating on niggas. I don't know why that's a thing, but somehow your mother let you go out and do what you wanted to do. Now, it's not like pursuing your dreams of becoming like a videographer or a YouTuber or an artist or some shit. This is literally going out into the woods and getting murked. There was a 99% chance you're going to get murked, and your mom is just letting. Anyways, lost my train of thought. But these niggas beat on kids for free. There is no way you are letting grown men beat on kids for free. Mentally ill grown men see a child fatherless, motherless, in the wild with no one to take care of them, and that's your target? That's your target? Like, bro, you're beating on him because he's a little kid with potential. What potential? He's going to die. You're about to kill him. There's no way you think this man has that much potential. You're a predator for a 12-year-old. That makes zero sense. And it's always the 3-foot-tall, innocent niggas getting beat on by sinister, grown, mentally ill men who want to destroy the world. Hold on, pause. You can't even take a country, gang. You can't take a country. How do I know? Because you're not getting past this child. If you're not getting past this child, how are you going to save the world? Not save it, but end it. Put your whatever you want to do with it. It's always this creepy-looking, you know, anorexic, colorful-eyed ass supervillain who is beating on people for no reason. And obviously, I just went over the prime subject for this beating is children. Let's go ahead and let's think about this real quick. If I were to take over a world right now, what's the first thing I'm going to look to dismantle? Probably the government, you know, probably the money system, something a little corrupt that could, like, in a roundabout way give me, like, access to, you know, things like if I take over the trade system, if I take over imports and exports, maybe I can gain influence. But no. You're going after an 8-year-old little nigga because he has the power to release a Kamehameha? Are you fucking kidding me, bitch? Like, let this nigga live his life. Obviously, he's gonna try to stop you, but just walk away. Like, the nigga's 2 feet tall. You cannot be serious. Stop killing him. Stop trying to kill him. Or at least, yeah, you try to kill him, but you end up getting murked. Now, how you do that, I don't know. Because these niggas have multiple opportunities to go ahead and murk the nigga in charge. Like, and by the nigga in charge, I mean this little ass kid who is in charge. Another point that I have to make. These niggas very rarely ever grow up for some reason. These niggas aren't allowed to grow up. They are born 2 feet tall, and they may grow to 4 feet tall if they're lucky. These niggas the mangaka wants these niggas to stay children so that they can get beat on as children. I think it may be a fetish. That's the reason I'm coming to, because there is no other reason that the person that is getting beat on has to look like a child. And yes, he has to look like a child because in every single instance, it is a kid. Name one anime off the top of your head in 3 seconds. Because obviously, if you get more than 3 seconds, you're going to name something. But most of them are children. This is a fetish. Do you have a kid that you don't like? A nephew that you don't like? A nigga who ran across you in Walmart and knocked your soda out your hand? Now that is understandable.
finish this
If you don't like kids
conversation
because
another
you ran
time.
across a
I
little
have your
badass nigga in
competition
Walmart,
on the phone.
not gonna lie, that's probably your
Let's
fault because you
finish
shouldn't have
this
been in Walmart anyway.
conversation
But I do
another
understand
time.
it. I do give my sympathy to you, but that doesn't mean go home and write an entire dialogue about a kid, an innocent one, may I add, getting beat up by a 40-year-old mentally unstable nigga with a god complex. Make that make sense. Like, where did that come from? And then it's not anything special. Like, bro literally just wants to take over the world, and you put a little nigga in front of him as his obstacle. Now, anything could have been in this nigga's way, but you put a little kid. Now, let's talk about the mom. No, let's talk about the child labor laws. Like, where are they at? Like, you want to become a hunter, right? How is it that you don't have an 18 or over, my bad, 18 or over policy? Because in the real world, you can't work. You can't even work a retail job without a certain age limit. How are you allowed to get beat on at 12 years old? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. These worlds are obviously fiction, right? But like, let's keep some laws in place because we need those, right? Like grown men. But like, why is little Timmy in the like why is Timmy getting fishbowled in the toilet? He's getting a swirly, except they're not just trying to make fun of him, they're trying to end him. Do you get the difference? They're not making fun, they're ending him. Do you get the difference? They're ending him. You know? So while in the real world, you will have a child get protected from a teacher if the teacher is doing wrong, if the teacher said something wrong to him. But in an anime, the teacher can zip across the room, grab this nigga by his face, plumb him into the wall, break the wall, grab him, and then throw him into the other building outside of the school courtyard, zoom into him, kick him on some Quan Lee shit, and then follow it up with a blast. Drag that nigga by his hair, tell him to sit down and learn. What? And somehow he'll still be alive. He will still be alive. And in 3 seconds, his face won't even have any of the bruises. Maybe that's why. Maybe these niggas have super regenerative powers because none of these bruises last more than an episode. So maybe that's why. But that doesn't excuse how the mother even let this shit happen. How did you let your child get mocked that bad? Like, and the moms are usually the ones who care more because the dads don't exist. But how much do you actually care? I'm starting to think that an anime mom is the equivalent of a real world black dad. Like, bro might actually like care a little bit, but even if he does care, bro, it's like 5 states away, so like he really can't do much. I never see an anime mom care for their son, so I'm really starting to get concerned about these niggas parenting. Like, bro, anime adventures are usually like I said, assassination attempts, while real world adventures are going to the playground. So maybe I really just can't compare these two. There is no way for me to compare these two. So I'ma just end this here. I've tried to rack my brain about it, but there's no use racking my brain about something that doesn't make sense, and it never will. So I'm going to end this here and go cry. I'm going to go cry for Gone.